Yo, what's going on, ladies and gents? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video. Today we are once again back on Black Ops 4, and today is going to be the first installment in my How to Improve Your Aim guide for Black Ops 4. Hopefully by the end of this series, I will have been able to share with you guys some things that you can apply to your gameplay to hopefully help you guys out when it comes to getting better aim and just doing better overall in Black Ops 4. So the first thing that I want to talk about today is planning your movement and expecting enemies to be everywhere. Most of the time with Call of Duty being so fast-paced, we're all just aimlessly running around, not really expecting anything, playing by the radar most of the time, and we always come across those situations where we run around a corner, we run through a hallway, and someone's there, and by the time we even get our gun up to shoot, someone's already killing us, and we're throwing our aim off because we're just spraying and praying, hoping that we're going to be able to get the kill. One thing that you want to do when you're playing the game is actually to focus. I know a lot of you guys notice that when you play a game, really any game, especially Call of Duty, you play a game, a team deathmatch for example, and by the end of the game, maybe you did extremely well, but you don't remember really what happened because it's just natural. You're just so used to playing the game, you're so good. By the end of the game, you're not really sure what you did or what happened. It's just you just playing in the moment. What you want to do is you want to slow down and actually pay attention to what's happening. You want to play every single situation like someone is going to be there. If you're running down a hallway or you're running into a building, maybe you're running around a corner, you want to pre-aim. You want to expect someone to be in every location that they can possibly be in. Let's say, for example, you're running down a long hallway. Most of the time, because it's so fast-paced, we're just going to run down the hallway and run straight through the door on the right? Like, that's just what we're going to do. That's because Call of Duty is so fast-paced. We've been doing this forever. Like, it's just natural to do that. But if you slow it down and actually think about it and think, all right, maybe someone could come through this doorway. I don't want to be caught running with my pants down and get shot in the face. So maybe I'm gonna walk and I'm gonna aim down sight at the door while I'm approaching it. Maybe I'll sprint for a little bit, and when I get close, I'll stop and aim down sight, preparing for someone to come around the corner. Sure, someone might not come, but if they do, you're already going to be aiming down sight, and you're going to have the advantage to get that kill, therefore helping your aim out and not having to do a quick spray and pray when someone comes flying around the corner. So long story short, guys, you want to plan your movements out, and you want to expect enemies to be everywhere. You don't want to just run around aimlessly playing by the radar. The second thing I want to talk about is keeping your crosshair face towards enemies. Now, this is something very difficult to do that I'm sure a lot of you guys probably don't do, including myself. Keeping your crosshair straight. Generally, when you're sprinting, if you pay attention in Call of Duty when you're sprinting, a lot of people, most people in fact, look down. Their gun is facing the ground. Their crosshairs are facing the ground. What you want to do is you want to get used to aiming your gun up and running with your gun facing up and not down. This is something that's very, very difficult to break, a very difficult habit to break. So if you're used to looking down, focus on that and try to get used to looking up, because what happens is if you come across an enemy and you both aim at the same time, if your gun is facing the ground, you have to bring your gun up and aim down sight, which takes an extra split second, which could be the split second to get you killed. However, if you're running around a corner and your crosshairs are straight and you're running straight with your gun up, you can start shooting before you even start aiming down sight, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about, and actually be able to hit shots and have your aim lock on quicker than someone who's aiming down at the ground. Some people maybe aim up. I don't really think I've seen anyone that just runs around aiming up, but aiming down is something a lot of people tend to do. So if that's something that you can fix, try to do that so that you're running with your crosshair facing straight, making it much easier for you to aim down in sights and get more kills. Third thing I want to talk about is what I just mentioned, and that's to shoot from the hip before you start aiming. This is something that's going to help drastically. It's going to help your aim as well, because what happens is when you start shooting before you start aiming down sights, you're already seeing where your bullets are going, and the chances are you're going to end up hitting one or two of those shots while your scope is coming up or while your gun is coming up, which is therefore going to help you win a lot more gunfights. It's definitely something that's difficult to get used to. If you're not used to pulling the right trigger before the left trigger, it's something that can be very challenging, but it's going to benefit you a lot, and it will help your aim out in the long run. If you get used to shooting before aiming, it's going to make your reflexes much quicker, and like I said, you're going to win a lot more gunfights and do a lot better in the game. The fourth and final thing that I want to talk about is don't sprint around corners. This kind of goes with the first one when I talked about planning your movements, but sprinting around corners is an absolute no. Absolute no. And one thing that can help you out if you have a problem with this is to use Gung Ho. Obviously, Gung Ho allows you to start shooting while you're sprinting, so that's something that will benefit a lot of you, I'm sure. But sprinting around corners is something that gets people killed all the time, including myself. You want to slow it down. When you're running around a corner, whether it be through a doorway to get into a room, whether it be around a hallway corner, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you're not running, you're walking, and preferably aiming down sights around the corner just in case someone else is coming from that direction. You don't want to go sprinting around a corner and have someone sitting there ready to gun you down that's prepared for someone to come running around the corner. So make sure that you're not sprinting around corners. take it slow and preferably aim down sights. But anyway, guys, that's really for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy the first installment in my how to improve your aim guide for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them down in the comment section below. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see all you guys in the next video. Can we be friends?